Hello everyone, I'm Renowned Zero, and today we're going to be talking about Doug Bradley saying he's not impressed with the female reboot of Hellraiser, and I'll just say that Hellraiser is my favorite horror series because it's the one I grew up with, and it became my favorite over all the other ones like Chucky, like Halloween, like Friday the 13th, like Nightmare on Elm Street. Hellraiser was my horror series that I grew up watching over and over again, and I am not happy with this at all. It's the same way I would feel about any other horror series that gender swaps the main villain of the story. I would never be happy with this, and clearly the original Pinhead actor Doug Bradley is not impressed with this at all. And he's basically saying the same thing that all of us on the internet would be saying about this. Gender swapping does not make this better. It makes it worse. Pretty much all the time. They just gender swapped the main type of character in a Predator movie. And it still didn't make the story better. Still didn't make it great. Still not better than the original Predator. So, I don't understand. I still will never understand why Hollywood is so creatively bankrupt. And now they're starting to do it with horror villains. Iconic horror villains now. Starting with Pinhead. We're going to go through this article from Bounding into Comics, written by Spencer Baculi, titled, Original Pinhead actor Doug Bradley unimpressed with Hellraiser reboot's gender swapping of horror icon. None of that will make the movie work or not. It's the story. Basically saying gender swapping is not going to do shit. This is an iconic role played by a male. Should still be played by a male. Should not be gender swapped. If you want to make a horror movie with a female, go and make your own original shit. Go and make your own original thing. Don't take an established IP like Hellraiser and try to gender swap the main villain. It's annoying. I'm sick of it. Though the upcoming soft reboot of Clive Barker's Hellraiser has taken its lauding its female version of Pinhead as a selling point, which is every time there's a selling point when it comes to the gender swapping, it pretty much never goes well. Never goes well. When the first thing you're talking about is, oh, I race swap this character, or I gender swap this character, or something to that effect, it's always a flop. There's always been a flop. And they need to stop with this nonsense. The horror icon's original actor, Doug Bradley, isn't ready to sing any praise until he sees what the film productions team does with the concept. Directed by David Bruckner, The Night House, Hulu's Hellraiser will center on the character of Riley, as portrayed by actress Odessa, who the director described to Entertainment Weekly during a recent interview as someone who is struggling with addiction and compulsive behavior that comes in contact accidentally with the box, Pandora's box, and unfortunately begins to dabble with it. It's like you didn't even bother to say Pandora's box. You just said the box. It's like it could be, you're just saying it's any box. Like it has a name. It has a name. Pandora's box. Say Pandora's box, because that's the name of the goddamn box. Pandora's box. God, these people are insufferable, and chaos ensues. As noted above, the film will see the franchise's iconic antagonist, Pinhead, reimagined as a woman, stupid, with transgender actress, who cares, Jamie Clayton, set to bring this new version of the Cenobite leader to life on the small screen. Once again, should have stayed as movies, shouldn't make a series. Same thing how I felt with Chucky when they made the Chucky series. Should have stayed as a film, not as a series. It's not going to work. Guarantee this will be canceled after one season. We felt a kind of anticipation around the fans to reimagine the character, Bruckner told EW. We knew we wanted Pinhead to be a woman because you're retarded. Jamie was just the right person for the role. A person's identity can be really exciting for a role in many ways, but I have to emphasize that Jamie absolutely killed. That's how we got there. You're telling me that this, and this is the first image that came out, showing her as her or him or whatever as Pinhead. It looks absolutely dog shit. It looks like shit. I'm supposed to be terrified of this skinny ass thing right here. I'm supposed to be somehow terrified by that. This would terrify me. It's a big fucking bulky dude. I would be absolutely terrified by this. This I would just completely fucking laugh at. Because this looks horrible. Turning to how Clayton's take on the demon might compare to Bradley's portrayal of the Pinhead, it's not. He was very good. I enjoyed it. A role which the latter actor undertook from the character's first appearance in the original Hellraiser to his MMORPG-based outing, the Hellraiser Hellworld. Bruckner admitted what Doug Bradley did with the character is so iconic. So then why are you making it a female? Why not just get another male that he would say is better for the role? We didn't want to do a Doug Bradley impression. You should have. He's actually really good. We just didn't think that it's possible to do, he explained. Of course not. You can't replicate perfection. There will be a suffering, but you're going to get a sense of what Pinhead's desires might be in a way that hits a little different. Yeah, that sounds dumb. The director also noted that Barker himself had been very involved with the film's production, recalling to the entertainment news outlet. Clive came on before the shoot when we were in prep and was really just a wonderful resource for me. He was really generous with his time and very welcoming of the idea that this was a new group of artists and that they were going to run with this and land in different places with it. Bruckner asserted he was very supportive of that. Shouldn't be. It's just like every other male role. Keep it a male. It's like James Bond. Why are you trying to say there's going to be a female Bond? There shouldn't be a female anything when it's an original male character. Make your own shit. Clearly, Young Ripper, a.k.a. Eric July, can fucking do it. Why can't y'all in Hollywood do it? However, despite Bruckner's apparent belief that the mere gender swapping of Pinhead is in of itself a wholly original step forward for the series, it's not. It's an original male character. You're just gender swapping them to be the exact same shit. Bradley himself is holding his praise until the film can prove that it actually does more with the concept than simply resting on it for easy diversity points. Good. As he should. As he should. Because you're taking his iconic character and you're just gender swapping and saying, oh, look at this new original thing we're doing. You're not doing shit. And like I said in the beginning of the video, most times when they gender swap an original iconic character, it flops and it's garbage. Speaking to the reboot's gender swapping of his career-defining role during an August 27 panel appearance at the Danvers, Massachusetts-based Silver Scream Con, Bradley opened, "It seemed like a female Pinhead was coming. It's an interesting piece of casting." It's not. It's just as boring as every other female casting gender swap that there's been. I don't know, Jamie continued. As per a recap of his appearance provided by horror-centric news outlet Bloody Disgusting. Of course, they've taken even a little bit of a wrinkle in that because Jamie is transgender. It's like, who cares, though? If they can play the role well, who cares? But again, like I said, this is an original character that's been iconic forever in horror, and all you're doing is gender swapping that character rather than making a new character. Bradley continued, I'm not familiar with her recent work, but there was a science fiction series on Netflix several years ago called Sense8, which got canceled, by the way, which I was quite a fan of. Jamie was in that, and I really, really liked her performance in that. I really can't say more than that, because he really knows it was trash. Laughing, the actor and then clarify, I do like to point out that I did wear a skirt as Pinhead. Before reiterating, it's an interesting casting decision, though this time he added the caveat, well, that's only goes so far. Because he clearly knows that just gender swapping the character is not enough for him to care about this fucking trash series that it's going to be. We say female Pinhead like we know what that means, but there's a million shades of femininity, said Bradley. Where exactly are they going to go with that? Everything about Hellraiser has always been transgressive. Everything always from start to finish is not a new idea in that sense. But I'm intrigued, he concluded. I'm in the same position as the rest of you, I guess, to see where that goes. On October 7th, it seems to be when it's going to come out, which it's kind of funny that person is transgender, meaning they were already a male, I guess transitioned to female, yet, so basically it's still a male at the end of the day. because you can't really change who you are. DNA is still the same. So, again, back to my original point. If you're going to take an iconic role like Pinhead in Hellraiser, why are you gender swapping it? It was originally a male, should stay a male, just like every other character should. Like Indiana Jones, like they're trying to do with that. James Bond, male. Doctor Who should have stayed male. The main hero of Star Wars should have stayed male. That's a male, mostly dominated property. Not saying there aren't females who like Star Wars, but it's a mainly male, boy dominated property. We're not out here taking a princess and gender swapping them to be a male. We're not doing that. We're doing it the opposite. We're male to female. We're not doing female to male though, because Hollywood nowadays cannot stand on their own, make their own stuff. You had stuff like Happy Death Day. That was a new original thing. That seemed to work well enough to get a sequel. Why can't Hollywood just do that? You got, as much as I don't like Jordan Peele for his shitty comments about, casting white main actors, at least he's going out there making his own stuff. Get Out, Us, and Nope. Candyman was a reboot. It was dog shit because it was woke. But at least he's going out there making his own stuff versus this crap where they're just gender swapping an iconic role such as Pinhead. It just blows my mind that Hollywood just cannot seem to have an original idea nowadays. It's crazy to me why they cannot do this. But the real reason is because if they did, it would flop. Which, by the way, Us flopped. And from what I've seen, Candyman flopped, which was, again, a reboot. But those are my thoughts about this. I've been watching Hellraiser forever. Since I was a kid, I've watched all of them. Well, I would say most of them. And I enjoyed them all. They're great films. Watch them if you haven't seen them. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I apologize for the light being on my face. It just happens to be the day that the sun decides to be on my face when I want to record and do a long live stream on Twitch. But be sure to, as always, check out the Ripperverse. Back the Ripperverse. I believe it's like 21 days. There's 21 days left to go. It's over 41,000 purchasers, 3.5 million plus revenue. Still got cover C and a bunch of other merchandise. Please back this. Thank you guys for checking out this video. Like I said, be sure to comment, like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more content. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.